simple recipe for delicious sandwich bread. Normally reset day is Sunday in my house, but because of the holiday, reset day is Monday. We're gonna add 2 cups of warm water to my electric mixing bowl. I'm gonna add about 1.5 tablespoons of yeast. I'm using the traditional active dry, and I don't have much left, so maybe it is the 1.5 tablespoons we need. Hopefully. Now, adding honey instead of sugar has definitely been really controversial on this page. Some of you are like, don't ever use honey, while others are like, never use table sugar. So we're gonna use honey this time, about, I don't know, 2 tablespoons. I always thought honey was a great substitute for sugar. I thought it would make it healthier, but I'm not sure why some of y'all come at me for using honey. Can you guys explain? I've given it a really good whisk. Now we're just gonna wait about 5 minutes to let that yeast activate. Now don't continue with this recipe if your yeast didn't get all frothy. I have so many people that message me asking why their bread never doubled in size when we let it sit. You need to have your yeast activated in order for the next step to work. So if your yeast didn't get all frothy here, you're gonna have to restart. Make sure that your yeast is always stored in the fridge, and that water temp is about 110 to 115 Fahrenheit. You want it quite warm, but not hot, that the yeast won't work. I'm gonna add about teaspoon and a half of salt, but you can add as much or as little as you like. 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. And now just 6 cups of flour. I'm using all-purpose flour. I like to add half, throw it in the mixer for a minute, or give it a mix by hand, and then add the remaining 3. So this is 3 going into the mixer. Now, while my mixer is going, I'm just going to add in that remaining 3 cups. So I just added 5 cups versus the 6 cups I had to use last time. And I think that's a lot of the time why recipes don't work out, because it's so different for everyone else for some reason. So only add 5, and if you need the 6, add it. If your dough is too sticky, definitely add some more flour. You just want it to kind of have like this texture. I mean, unless I added 6 cups and I didn't realize. I mean, that is possible too, but I'm gonna grease the bowl with just a little bit of that olive oil. Gonna put the dough in. We're gonna cover it, and we're gonna let it double in size about an hour. I'm gonna throw it into my oven on the lowest temp possible, and this definitely speeds it up. Placing your dough somewhere warm, I'm not sure why I'm using Christmas ones, will always speed up the process. It's been exactly 40 minutes and I put my dough somewhere warm, and look at it. This is what your dough should look like, so just put it somewhere warm. It definitely helps. It doesn't have to be this big, of course, but you definitely wanted it to double in size. Now, because this is for my 7-year-old mainly, I'm gonna make 3 loaves out of it, just small, on the smaller side. Last time I did 2 loaves, so it's totally up to you. 2 or 3 loaves works perfectly with this recipe. I weighed mine, and they're about 460 grams each. I like to kind of just wiggle the dough into the length that I would like. Kind of like that. I'm just gonna roll it up. Tucking in the sides. Doesn't have to be pretty, we're not selling it. Just like that, seam side down. I have my pan greased, and we're gonna add it. They're all in their pans. We're gonna let them do a second rest, maybe 30 minutes or so. I do have some muffins in the oven, so it should work out perfect timing. They have done their second rise, and they're about this high out of the pan. We're gonna throw them into the oven at 350 degrees. They baked for 20 minutes at 350 degrees, and now I'm just gonna brush them with some butter. I'm going to dump them onto a wire rack. We have to let them completely cool though before we slice them. Okay, I know I said we have to let it cool before we slice it, but what if we just slice one? Just so we can see what it looks like on the inside. This is the softest, fluffiest bread recipe, and you don't have to worry about it like crumbling. Remember, you are supposed to let it cool, so it may collapse just a little bit here, but oh no, it's gonna be great. Oh.
It looks good to eat.
It's like you're paid to say that. Here's $5. Perfectly cooked. Soft and springy it is. This is gonna make the best sandwiches. Now, y'all ask where I store my bread. I'm going to slice up this one and put it into a freezer bag on the counter. The others I may slice and then throw them in the freezer because they won't last that long all staying on the counter. We can't eat them that